Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Moving Markets Podcast. It is Thursday, August the 21st, 2025. U.S. stock market has been open for just about 30 minutes, maybe just a little bit over that right now. Once again, we find ourselves very, very stuck in this sell-off, and it's a 100% fear-based sell-off. There is no, there's very little, if any, empirical data or very little reason outside of just straight up pure fear of what Jerome Powell might say and do tomorrow. That is, in my opinion, almost 100% of what's driving the market. Now, I say almost 100% because Walmart reported this morning. You're talking about a huge company. You're talking about a company that not only in terms of market cap and share value, but there's a number of other things that psychologically Walmart is such a household common name that when people see trouble here, they kind of project that towards everything. So but even the Walmart story is one that is just lending itself to the fear. Walmart actually reported good numbers, and Walmart guided well and projected well for the upcoming quarters, which is usually enough to have a stock trading up. But they also in their conference call said they have had to raise prices a little bit, not as much as they expected, and they are still concerned about tariffs. That was all it took for the investment community to just start dumping on Walmart. And as you can see, they're down 4.5% in the early goings of trading. That is definitely having an effect and having a pull on what's happening, not just in the sense that Walmart is a Dow component, and not just in the sense that they're not a heavily weighted Dow component. But it's just the size and the scope of Walmart. It's just how many people look at Walmart almost like a key indicator of sorts to try and help figure out, what else is going on, what might go on, how is this going to affect the rest of the economy. So it's such a bellwether company that it's almost impossible to separate it out in terms of, how is this going to affect other stuff going on? How is this going to affect me in other areas? Now, just literally at the time I started, the Dow Jones Industrial Average was down 270 points. It's only down 136 now. Some of the fear may be dissipating. This could just be nothing more than some of the early morning bouncing around and wobbling back and forth. It's the maybe a little tiny bit of what is going on had to do with Philadelphia Fed manufacturing. The consensus was that this would be a positive number, although down significantly from the prior number, but it came in way, way worse. And so there is some concern about manufacturing. I think that's going to be short-lived. I think that's going to be a temporary thing. I don't think people are going to have to be worried long-term about what's going on with manufacturing in the country. You might have another month that it's down a little bit, but again, I think it will be short-lived. The reason I think it'll be short-lived is because in spite of the concerns with the tariff situation, in spite of some of the concerns with the labor market, there is so much investment that has been committed to the United States as part of these various trade deals going on, that once things start to move, once you see those investments start to play out. Right now, it's a lot of commitment on paper, and so you're not seeing a huge direct impact in the jobs market, in wages, in just the overall economy. But you got to have a little bit of hope that it's coming. It's there. It's coming. I don't think the fact that it's just on paper right now makes it fake. And I think you gotta be a little bit positive and kind of hang in there that it's going to be taken care of. I'm going to talk more generally about open trades. We can get into one or two of our specific open trades, but I'm going to talk more generally about our open trades. We adjusted Microsoft and AMD yesterday. We will probably make another adjustment either at the end of the day today or tomorrow morning at the open. In both those cases, with both Microsoft and AMD, even though I am very suspect about what is causing them to sell off, I think the move is unjustified. Certainly some of that is biased because I had bullish positions on them and they're now bearish. But I still believe that this is a temporary, short-lived thing. But with that said, we lost a lot on both of these trades, and we've got to make some adjustments to get some of that back. I'm not going to do that right now in the earliest part of the trading day, especially where things seem to be rebounding a little bit. I mean, again, the Dow has shrugged off half of its early morning loss. Each of these indexes was down over 50%, now down only 0.25%. And the day is very, very young. There's still a lot of time for things to trade today. So we'll see what happens there. But I'll probably end up making adjustments with both of those tomorrow. Other trades we have open, I just sent out an adjustment for Meta. Actually, I just realized I may have put that in the wrong place too. Meta is a trade we have for the main SOS. All right, I just fixed that. I just put this out on Discord. Meta, lump it right in there with everything else that's going on. Meta, there's actually maybe a little bit more fundamentally that is driving Meta. They've had some issues. They just announced yesterday, late in the day, that they're scaling back the money they're spending on hiring for AI. I think that's a short cycle story that is having an impact right now, but may not have a big impact going forward. In the midst of everything that's going on, Home Depot has turned positive, Netflix has turned positive, Nvidia has turned positive, Palantir has turned positive. There's actually some good things going on in the midst of everything else, and maybe that's part of why things are turning around a little bit in the major indexes. We'll see. Like I said, still a lot of time to trade today. With the Meta trade rolled out a week and the hope that bounces back up a little bit, which I actually think it will, we don't have anything else except for Netflix that is set to expire tomorrow. And Netflix, while it got a little dicey the day after we put on the trade, Netflix just has to keep from crossing over technically and stay above that 1200 mark, which it looks like it's going to do. Now, again, the day is young. Things could turn, but I think Netflix is going to stay positive through the day. And if it opens positive tomorrow, as long as we're profitable, I don't think it matters how profitable, we'll get out of the trade before Jerome Powell starts screwing up the market, which I think he'll do tomorrow. I think Jerome Powell's statement tomorrow, I think his speech tomorrow at Jackson Hole is going to be almost 100% doom and gloom. And it's going to be interesting to see how the markets react. If they'll just shake it off and say, nothing to see here, move along. We know this is how Jerome Powell feels. Or if they ultimately, the market reacts negatively because he's so doom and gloom that he just squashes any possibility of a rate cut in the September Fed meeting. There's still some hope out there that we get a rate cut at that meeting. I could find an equal number of people that think we should have it versus you say we shouldn't have it. I'm still in the camp of we probably need it in spite of the possibility that it could move the needle a little bit on inflation. I think it's needed because I keep thinking of those PPI numbers last week. And I think with the PPI numbers, what they were, you've got to give the retailers, you've got to give the manufacturers, you've got to give the wholesalers a break. And the easiest way to give them a break is with interest rate cuts. So I think the Fed should be cutting rates, and I hope they do. But we'll see. Jerome Powell, like I said, he could throw a wet blanket on that tomorrow and just squash any hope of that. And we'll see whether or not that happens. So keep an eye on Discord throughout the day. I'll be active on it throughout the day. I'll be sending out adjustments as needed, if needed. We might be good for the rest of the day today in terms of needing to make any additional adjustments. So we'll just keep a close eye on things. But in the meantime, have a good rest of your day, and I'll be back live 30 minutes after the market opens tomorrow. Thanks, everyone.